Ladies and gentlemen, today we are looking at measures of center, section 1.2 in Algebra 1. Measures of center deal with a couple different things. Here's the vocabulary that you will need to know for today. All right, we've got mean, median, and mode. I'm assuming most all of us have heard of these three things so far, but please get those definitions written down for me, and also as well make sure you make special note for median. All the data's got to be aligned from least to greatest before we can figure that out. We've got the outlier, that's like me in any type of situation. I just don't really belong. Okay, so we're going to find the mean, median, and mode for these 7 data points right here. Okay, so when we know we have to find the median, we might as well, if it's not arranged from least to greatest, we might as well rearrange it from least to greatest right away and take care of that so we don't have to. And that was a terrible little squiggly line deal. So let's just undo that, see if I can redo that better. There we go, that looks a little bit better, still not good. So the smallest number we've got here is 21. Then the next number that we see is, I believe, 24. We see that twice. Okay, then we've got 25, and following after 25 is 30. That's a 0, 31, and 32. Yeah, that's a little bit better of a little squiggly line. Those things are hard to make, let me tell you. I am still not very good, and that is obvious. Okay, so we've got these things rearranged from least to greatest. Now let's find the median, or the mean, median, and mode. Okay, so the mean we know is the average. Okay, so to find the mean, we need to find the average of all of these things. So that means we add up these 7 numbers together and we divide them by 7. Okay, since there's 7 numbers, that's what we divide by. If there was only 6 numbers, we'd divide by 6. When we add these numbers up, we get 187. Okay, no, I did not do that on my head. I had it on my little piece of paper off to the side. That's where I looked. I wish I could do that in my head. That'd be kind of awesome. But I can't. So here is 187 divided by 7. That gives us an answer of 200, or not 267, 26.7. Okay, just a little bit of a note. If your number that you get for the mean doesn't kind of fit these numbers we've got here, you did it wrong, so you got to redo it. Okay, so now for the median means it's the middle number. Okay, the middle number of the set. Usually what I like to do is I just like to X off numbers as we go. So I just go with the first number, X off the last number, then go here, there, boom, and boom, and we end up with one singular number, and that is the number of 25. So that means our median is 25. The mode is the number that shows up the most, and in this case 24 showed up twice, so our mode is 24. Okay, here's our next example that we've got coming here. Okay, so I should look and see if any of these values are out of order, and in this case we go 7, 10, 14, 22, blah, blah, blah. Yep, those are in numerical order, so I don't need to rearrange them. Okay, so I don't need to rewrite them out here in my little writing space, so I'm just going to start right away with the mean, and then we've got the median and mode we're going to get later on. Okay, so the mean means we add them all up and divide by the total number of numbers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we've got 12 numbers that I'm going to divide. When I added all these numbers up, I got an answer of 331, and I had someone check that for me, so I'm pretty sure it was right. And so when I divide that, I got an answer of 27.6. Okay, there was a whole bunch of other numbers. I rounded to the what we call the tenths place, so I rounded to that number and got an answer of 27.6. Okay, so if I go to the median now, one thing that you should notice right away, hopefully, is when we had the last example, there was a 7 here. And that's what we divided by was 7. Here we're dividing by 12. When we divide by an odd number, there's going to be a single number in the center that works. Okay, so that gives us our median. Anytime we have a number here that's even, we're going to have to find the average of those two numbers to find the median. So if I look over here and I count, if I would X off this, and then here, and there, and there, and there, and there, I end up with two numbers here, 24 and 25. So that is what I'd have to, my median is technically right in the middle of those two numbers. So I've got 24, we add that with 25, and I divide that by 2. Okay, I know that in my head that when I add 24 and 25 I get 49. Divide that by 2, that gives me an answer of 24.5, and that is my median. Okay, so now we're looking for a mode. I'm looking over here at my data set. Is there any numbers that repeat? No. Okay, so we don't put 0 for an answer if we don't have any numbers that repeat, because that would imply that 0 repeats. If we don't have any numbers that repeat, we simply write no mode. And that's our answer for the mode. Okay, we also had that outlier thing that we talked about. You can reference it as mean just being weird. Okay, in this case, we do have an outlier in our data set, and that is this number 75 here. Okay, 75 is something that really just doesn't belong in this data set, and it kind of affects our mean. It doesn't. It affects our mean. Affects our median a little bit. Obviously, the mode, it doesn't repeat, so it doesn't affect that, but it does affect our mean. It brings it up. In this case, since it's way above our data, if it was way below, it'd bring our mean down. Okay, so that that's what the outlier does. Sometimes they'll just ask you to label an outlier. Sometimes they'll ask you to remove it. Okay, so it all depends. Here is your example problem for you to try in your notebook. Please make sure you're getting this done, and have any questions, make sure you write them down at this point so we can have a discussion over it, and have a good day.